So we're going to start in a standing position, but come to a standing position where eventually you would settle into your Sukhasana. So whatever place on your mat that might be. But we're going to start standing, just a little tiny little side to side stance. Kind of work through the bottoms of your feet a little bit, start to wake up your toes, wake up the bottoms of your feet, and then just get that little transfer of weight from side to side. And then just start to give a little gentle shake to your hands, just to kind of bring a little blood flow down to the ends of your limbs. So we want to move our fingers, move our toes, and then one more little smush side to side, and then let everything find a little stillness. Let your feet get heavy, soften your knees a little bit, let your arms get heavy at your sides. And then if it feels comfortable to do so, close your eyes down, and just for a moment here, take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. And then on your next inhale, let your shoulders drift up to your ears, bring them up nice and high. And then as you exhale, just let your shoulders melt down. Inhale and let your shoulders lift. Exhale and let your shoulders soften down. And one more just like that. Inhale and let your shoulders lift. Exhale and let your shoulders soften down. And then everything in stillness, eyes closed, arms soft and heavy, softness in your knees. Pause here for a moment and just set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. And then with that intention set, we're doing a little bamboo swaying in the wind. So you're going to start to find this little natural sway in your body. You're going to let your body sway front to back and side to side. And it should be a small and subtle movement, but just a little bit of a transfer of weight. So maybe the weight comes into the balls of the feet, comes into the heels, comes into the instep, or comes into the blade edges of the feet. And just allow your body to kind of find this gentle swaying rhythm. Arms are soft and heavy, eyes soft and down. And then keeping your eyes closed if you can. You're going to step your left foot forward and your right foot slightly back. So you're going to come into a little bit of a staggered stance. And then once you've found your staggered stance, then open your eyes, gaze down at your feet, and just make sure you found that right alignment. And then we're going to take just a couple of hula hoops, circling the hips in one direction, just to bring a little warmth into the hips. One more circle around, and then go the other way. Nice. One more circle around, and then come back to a neutral position, eyes closed down, and we're going to switch feet, but see if you can do it with your eyes closed. So step your left foot back, step your right foot forward, and then once you feel like you're there, gaze down at your feet, and then see if you need to rearrange anything, and then hula hoop your hips again. So just nice, big, gentle circles go in one direction. Awesome. And then circle the other way. Cool. And then one more circle around, and then we're going to start to find our way down into our Sukhasana. So with this uneven stance, you're going to see if you can step that front foot across, step your back foot across, and then see if you can lower yourself down into your Sukhasana position without touching the ground. Now, if you need to touch the ground, by all means do so. But if you can come down hands-free, awesome. Just a little fun play there. And then find your Sukhasana and settle in. Nice, comfortable seated position. If you're crisscrossing your legs doesn't work for you, any other seat that feels good. But take a moment to kind of wiggle into that position. And then once you found your way there, close your eyes down or soften your gaze. See if you can bring your head, your heart, your hips in line. And then we're going to focus on the shoulders just a little bit here, but we're going to imagine we're hugging the shoulders in towards each other. So rather than lifting up and drawing forward, we're just going to see if we can squeeze the shoulders forward and then bring them back to neutral. Squeeze your shoulders forward so you get a little activation in the armpit chest muscle, and then bring them back. Squeeze your shoulders forward and then bring them back to neutral. And now we're going to take them back. So we're just going to find that little squeeze in the shoulder blades, a little opening in the collarbones, but we're keeping the shoulders down as we draw them back, and then bring them back to neutral. Bring the shoulders back, get that little squeeze, and then back to neutral. Bring the shoulders back, and then bring them back to neutral. Nice. And now we're going to push the shoulders down. So you want to think about pushing your shoulders down towards the ground, feeling a little length through the side of the neck, and then bring them back to neutral. Push your shoulders down and back to neutral. Push your shoulders down and back to neutral. And then back to that lift of the shoulders. Lift the shoulders up to the ears and then back down to neutral. Lift your shoulders up and back to neutral. And then one more just like that. Lift your shoulders up and back to neutral. Nice. And then hands on your knees right into a seated cat and cow here. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale to round your back and tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale to round. Keep that breath going for a few cycles of breath and then start to tune in and notice. And then if you can, if you're here and it feels comfortable to do so, close your eyes so you can pay attention to sensation rather than what your body looks like. So think about noticing the space between your shoulder blades, noticing the opening of your chest as you arch your back. Notice how your low back feels. Notice how your neck and your throat feel. Awesome. Take one more cycle of breath. And then back to a nice neutral spine, tall and lifted up, shoulders soft and down. Left hand's going to touch the ground, right hand's going to reach up, take a gentle side bend, and then lift it right back up to center. Take a gentle side bend and bring it back up. Take a gentle side bend and bring it back up, and then over to the other side. Hand touches down, arm reaches up alongside the ear, gentle side bend and bring it back up. A gentle side bend and bring it back up. One more time on that side. Beautiful. And then bring it back to the other side. Left hand's going to touch down, right hand's going to reach up and then stay there. So a bigger side bend here if that's available, reaching through the fingertips, grounding through the sits bones, and then think about pulling that top thumb back just slightly, looking up towards the sky and taking a couple nice big breaths here. Awesome. When you're ready, right hand's going to touch down, left hand's going to lift up. We're going to find that big side bend to the other side. We want to keep our sits bones nice and anchored, reaching through the fingertips and pull that top thumb back, maybe looking up towards the sky, and then tuning in for a moment, noticing your breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, lift it up nice and slow right into a seated twist. Right hand's going to find the left knee, left hand behind you. Awesome. When you're ready, unwind and take it over to the other side. Nice. And then when you're ready, release. We're going to go back to that twist to the other side, but it's going to be a looser twist. So you're going to catch hold of your knee, but the hand's not going to go so far behind you. Maybe think about 45 degrees out from the middle of your thigh. And then it's finding that position there into a little bit of a gentle cat and cow here. So think about lifting your chest, lifting your chin, and then pulling the ribs back. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Pull the ribs back, tuck your chin in. One more just like that. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you round. Inhale to neutral, and then rotate to the other side. So you're going to find that knee, but then it's not so deep of a twist. And then when you feel ready, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, round your back. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Nice. One more just like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Beautiful. Inhale to a nice neutral spine. Rotate back to center. We're going to take it into a halfway point, easy seated forward fold. So you're just going to go about halfway. You're not going to go to your edge. You're just going to go to about halfway where you would fold over and then pause for a second. Soften the back of your neck. Tuck your chin into your chest. And then just lift your chin up as if you're looking upward towards the ceiling. And then right back to that. Tuck your chin into your chest. And then lift your chin up. Look up towards the ceiling. One more time, just like that. Tuck chin to chest. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Pull your chin back to a neutral place, pull your abdominal muscles in, drag your fingers on the floor as you come on up. And now we're going to drop our left ear over to the left shoulder and then let your ear get nice and heavy here. If it feels good, close your eyes down, give a little time. Take a couple nice deep breaths here, just allowing that head to be nice and heavy. Now, if you think it would feel good, you're going to reach your left hand up, letting it rest on the side of your head. So we're just allowing the weight of the hand to kind of draw you a little deeper, but we're not trying to yank the head down. So just let your hand rest on your head. Soften your ear towards your shoulder. Tune in and notice your breath. Awesome. And then we're going to rotate. So nose is going to turn down towards the armpit, and then you might have to readjust your hand. So maybe making your hand find the back of your head, and then just allowing the weight of your hand to rest on your head. Soften your jaw. Notice your breath. One more breath here. Cool. And then release your hold of your head, rotate ear back to shoulder, release your hand down. Then we're going to take it over to the other side. So we're going to take that ear and drop it over to the right side, softening the shoulders down, maybe closing your eyes down, just giving a little time here. And then if it would feel good, right hand's going to reach up and just let it rest on the side of your head. Cool. And then we're going to rotate nose down towards the armpit, readjust your hand as needed so you find the back of your head, and then just hang out here for a few. Cool. And then when you're ready, rotate ear back to shoulder, release your hand, take a breath, and then we're going to lift the head up to that neutral position. And then we're going to take the chin and lift it up to the sky, keeping your shoulders down and back. And you'll maybe find a little lift of the chest to help support that. And then you're just going to tune in, find a nice gentle stretch through the front of the neck and the throat. Nothing so extreme that you can't swallow or breathe comfortably. So just make sure everything feels good. One more breath. And then when you're ready, tuck your chin down to your chest, let your forehead get nice and heavy, shoulders down and back, and then hang out here for a moment or two, just noticing the muscles in the back of the neck and maybe even noticing sensation down in between your shoulder blades. Nice, one more breath. Beautiful. And then lift your head up to a neutral position. Arms are going to come behind you. We're going to swing those legs out and then take a couple of windshield wipers here. Let your butt roll side to side. Let your knees move in a big, generous pattern, just starting to find a little fluid in the knees, a little fluid in the hips. Cool. One more little swish of those knees side to side. And then we're going to keep our legs in a bent knee position, but walk them in so your feet can be flat on the ground. We're going to bring our hands to the outsides of the knees. You're going to push your hands into your knees and your knees out into your hands. So we're going to push outward with the knees as you push inward with the hands. And you might start to notice a little shake in the muscles. Keep a nice tall posture. Shoulders are engaged. Arms are working hard. Take a nice big inhale. And then exhale and let everything soften for a second. Just take a little swish of the knees. And then we're going to do that again. So hands to the outsides of the knees. You're going to push out with the knees, in with the hands, activating those muscles that work the abductors, so the ones that move everything away. So we're pushing outward, getting those muscles fired up. Take one more breath. And then relax, soften, and just give a little swish to the knees. We're going to do that one more time. So we're going to bring those hands to the outsides of the knees, push out with the knees, push in with the hands, activate those muscles. To make a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Cool, and then soften that up, swish out those knees. And then when you're ready, we're going to spin the legs around, find your way into a tabletop position. So come on to all fours, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then right away, curl your toes under. We're going to start to rock forward and back, just bringing the butt back towards the heels and then the shoulders back in line with the wrists. Beautiful. The next time you bring your bum back to your heels, stay there for an extra breath or two. Just getting a nice generous stretch through the toes and the bottoms of the feet, but tuning in and notice. Notice how the bottoms of your feet feel. Nice. And then when you're ready, bring it back up to tabletop position, releasing your toes. Move right into a cat-cow here. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to drop your belly. Exhale to round. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round. Find a neutral spine. We're going to slide the left hand forward, right leg out. And then once you feel like that's a stable position, see about lifting up, extending out through the fingertips, out through the heel. Gaze is down at the floor, nice long spine. One more breath. Beautiful. Gently release that down, shake out anything that you need to. And then when you're ready, we'll take it to the other side. Left leg slides out, right hand slides forward. And if you feel like that's a stable position, lifting up. Gazing down at the floor so we keep that nice long spine. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, nice and easy, releasing it all down and then right into puppy pose. Keep your hips in line with your knees. Walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Let your chest and your forehead melt down. Sink in here and take a couple nice deep breaths. We'll take one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly start to bring it back up into that tabletop position. We're going to take the right hand and just reach up, touch the back of your head without moving your head. So head's going to stay stationary. Right hand touches down. Left hand's going to reach up, touch the back of your head. Head stays stationary. And then lower that hand back down, back to the right hand. Touch the back of your head. And lower that hand back down, back to your left hand. Touch the back of your head. And lower that hand back down. Nice. And now right hand's going to find the back of your head. Elbow's going to stay nice and wide. We're going to bring that right elbow towards your left elbow pit. So a little thoracic rotation. And then lift that right elbow up as high as you can. Beautiful. Bring that elbow down towards the elbow pit. And then lift your elbow up just as high as you can. Nice. One more time, just like that. Elbow to elbow pit. Lift your elbow up nice and high. Beautiful. And then bring it to neutral. Release your right hand down over to your left hand. Left hand's going to find the back of your head. Nice. Left elbow to left elbow pit. And then rotate, bring it up nice and high. Elbow to elbow pit. Bring it up nice and high. One more time, bring it into the elbow pit. Pull the elbow up as high as you can. Back to neutral, release your hand down and right into scapular push-up. So chest is going to drop, squeeze between the shoulder blades, and then push the floor away, a little rounding of the shoulder blades. Dropping the chest, squeeze between the shoulder blades, and then rounding up the back. Nice. One more just like that. Dropping the chest, squeeze between the shoulder blades, and then push the floor away. Nice. And now find a neutral position with the shoulders. So a little bit of broadness here. Rotate the eyes of your elbows towards the top edge of your mat. And then we're going to work into the little tricep push-ups here. So we're just going to bend the elbows towards the rib. Chest is going to lower down and then push the floor away. Nice. Eyes of the elbows rotated towards the top edge of your mat. Bend your elbows, lower your chest slightly, and then push the floor away. Beautiful. One more just like that. Bend the elbows, push the floor away. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring it into extended child's pose. Big toes together, knees to the outer edges of your mat. Bring your butt back to your heels. Let everything sink in for a second. Belly, chest, and forehead all melt down. Take a couple nice deep breaths here. Take one more breath. And then we're going to stay in this low position, but walk your hands over and off the left side of your mat. Stack your right hand on top of the left. Let your elbows sink down. Find a little stretch through the right side of the body. Soften your forehead down. Take a nice big inhale. Beautiful. Walk it through center and over and off the other side of your mat. Left hand stacks on top of the right. Elbows get soft and heavy. Forehead sinks down. Take a nice big breath here. Nice. Bring it all back to center. And then when you're ready, lift your butt up. Swing your toes out. So we're going to find that nice wide base of support down at the end of our mat. So knees nice and wide, toes nice and wide, left hand underneath your nose, right hand reaches up to the sky. We're going to take that right hand, see if you can reach it all the way behind you. Find your left hip crease, tuck it in, draw the right shoulder up and back, look to the sky, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Unwind, taking the right hand down underneath your nose and over to the other side. Left hand's going to reach up nice and high. And then see if you can reach that left hand behind you. Find your right hip crease. Draw that left shoulder up and back. Look to the sky. Beautiful. Releasing that left hand. Both hands are going to find the wide edge of the mat. So walk your hands out super wide and then curl your toes under, wide downward facing dog. Lift your hips up nice and high. Press through the heels. Let your chest drop towards your thighs. Take a nice big breath. Take one more breath here. Awesome. And then when you're ready, pick up your heels, lower your knees, come back down to the ground, walk your knees in so that we get back into that nice tabletop position. Knees in line with the hips, wrists in line with the shoulders. Take your tabletop, draw your circles in one direction. And then take your tabletop and draw some circles the other way. Beautiful. Bring it back to a neutral position. Pick up your right hand like you're turning a doorknob. Fingertips are going to rotate, pointing towards your knee. Press your palm down. Find that little stretch in the wrist. And then pull your butt back as you peel that hand up off the ground, stretching all the way through the fingers, and then give your fingers a little wiggle. Rotate back to center, and then take it to the other side. Pick your left hand up, rotate fingers toward your knees, press into your palm. Awesome. And then pull your hips back, peel the palm up, peel the fingers up, wiggle your fingers, and then reset into your tabletop position. Beautiful. Curl both sets of toes under, push your butt back to your heels, and then see how it feels. Check in with your knees and check in with your feet. Can you walk yourself back and sit up on your heels and take 3 breaths here? So just let your hands rest comfortably. If it feels good, allow your eyes to close down just for a moment. Big stretch to the bottoms of the feet and the toes. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. 2 more cycles of breath here. Awesome. When you're ready, open your eyes, float yourself forward, release your toes, and maybe give them a light little tap out on your mat. And then once you feel like you've got your feet kind of worked out, curl the toes under and exhale up to downward facing dog. Take a couple gentle pedals of the legs. Nice. One more pedal with the legs each side, and then look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a nice ragdoll fold at the top of the mat. Super generous bend in the knees, make some space for your belly and for your chest, and then let everything dangle here. Let your spine be nice and heavy. Arms can be heavy or grab your elbows, whichever feels like a nicer way to go. Invite some softness into the back of your neck, and then invite some awareness back into your breath. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in strong from your navel center, pull the ribs upward towards the ceiling, and then roll your way up nice and slow and controlled. Take a couple of good shrugs of the shoulders, make sure everything feels kind of soothed out, and then just make sure you feel good and situated at the top of your mat. And then we're gonna step our feet so they're about hip width distance apart. Reach your arms up and overhead, grab that imaginary beach ball, exhale, sink right into a little chair. Take a second to just feel the weight in your heels. Draw your tailbone slightly down so you feel a little bit of engagement in the solar plexus or in your center. And then we're going to take our hands down to the outsides of the knees, just like we were doing in that seated position. So hands are going to push in, knees are going to push out. We're going to feel that nice activation through the outer edges of the legs, pushing the knees out, hands in. Take one more breath. And then release, lift arms up and overhead, grab that beach ball, and then exhale, sink right back into your chair. Weight is in your heels, tailbone draws down. This time we're gonna take the hands to the insides of the thighs. So we're gonna start to push the hands outward as we push the knees in and find that little activation there. So knees are pushing in, hands are pushing out, tailbone draws down, solar plexus is engaged, gaze forward, take a nice big breath. Nice, and then release, let that soften. Soften, reach your arms up and overhead, press firm into your feet, reach up to the sky, a little gentle lift of the chest as you look up, and then bend your knees a lot, hinge from your waist, fold all the way down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold, hands glide up to the shins. Exhale to soften down, step both feet back to downward facing dog. Great, and then in downward facing dog, if you've got your heels down on the ground, awesome. If not, no worries. We just want to find that nice engagement of the heels pushing down towards the ground, feeling a little bit of length through the backs of the legs. And then imagine that you're pulling the mat apart with your feet. So pull the blade edges of your feet toward the outer edges of your mat, but the feet stay stationary. It's just a little bit of movement here to engage those muscles in the sides of the legs again. So imagine that you're pulling your feet apart or pulling the mat apart. Take one more breath and then soften all of that up. Bend your knees, float down into tabletop position. And then we're going to step back into a plank. So step your right foot back, step your left foot back to meet, broaden your shoulders. Nice. And then bring your knees down and lower gently down onto your belly with control. Once you found your way down, just give a second, wiggle out your bum, wiggle out your heels, hands alongside your shoulders, 3 low cobras here. Inhale, gently lift your heart up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift your heart up. Exhale to lower down. One more breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, push your way up into a tabletop position, back to that extended child's pose. Big toes together, knees super wide, pull your butt back to your heels. Take a moment to settle in, find some space for yourself, and then allow everything to soften. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, start to lift yourself up. Swing your toes out nice and wide. So we have that wide base of support. We're going to curl the toes under, lift the butt up, and then walk your hands back towards your feet. So we're going to start to find our way to the back edge of your mat with the legs in that wide position. You're just going to let your knees bend a little bit, maybe invite a little gentle sway side to side. Think mini side lunges. Beautiful. And then bring it to center, bend your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to a standing position. Take your time as you come on up. And then as it is 7:30, if you've got to get on with the rest of your day, I hope that it's amazing. But if you're sticking around at the back end of your mat, you're going to start to walk your feet so that your toes turn out. Toes turned out to the left and to the right. We're going to take it into our goddess squat. So you can inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, you're just going to sink down into that little squat. Pull the elbows down, sink your bum down. Beautiful. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, lifting up. Exhale, sink into that squat. Pull the knees back as you sink down. Nice. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, sink into that squat. And now we're going to stay here. Hands are going to find the insides of the knees. We're going to think about an up and over sensation. So think about making some space through the front of the belly. And then we're going to take it into a little twist. Left shoulder is going to reach towards that right knee. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Maybe you push the knee out as you rotate. Inhale, back to center. Beautiful. Exhale to twist. Inhale to center. Exhale to twist. Inhale to center. Nice. One more time each side. Exhale, twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale to center. Nice. And then rise up nice and slow. We're going to toe heel the feet in so that they're about hip width distance apart. And now we're going to step the right foot forward to set ourselves up to a warrior one position. So hands on your hips if you like. Step your right foot forward. Pivot that back heel down, turn the toes out slightly. And then rotate your hips and then see how that feels. It might feel good. So walk that right foot out just a little bit further so you have a nice even stance and plenty of room for your hips to move. And then once you feel like you're there, we're going to make our tiger pause. So we're going to curl the fingers in slightly with a loose and open palm position. And then we're going to bend that front knee, lean forward. Let your hips move with you. Pull it back in. And then as you come back to center, you're going to push your fist down, straighten your front leg. Nice. Inhale, bring it all back up. Exhale, lean forward. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, push down, straighten the front leg. Beautiful. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, push forward. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, push down, straighten the leg. And then inhale, bring those palms back to the heart. Unleash your palms, raise your arms up and overhead. Think about drawing that right hip crease back. Left hip comes forward. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Nice big breath. Beautiful. Now we're going to take 3 bows from here. Inhale as you lift and look up to the sky. Exhale, you're going to hinge from your waist. Arms are going to throw behind you. Inhale, reach your arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to reach up. Stay there. Sink just a little bit deeper into that front leg. Take a moment just to notice the strength in your legs. And then hands are going to float down, find the hips. And then we're going to push off from that front leg, find your way to the back edge of your mat, and then give everything a little soft bounce out. Make sure it all feels good. And then step your feet so that they're about hip width distance apart. Arms reach up, grab that beach ball. Exhale, sink down into your little chair. Hands are going to find the outsides of the knees. Push the knees out as you push the hands in. Draw the tailbone down. Pull the abdominal muscles in. One more breath. Nice. Inhale, reaching on up. Exhale, bring it down. Hands are going to find the insides of the knees. So we're going to push the hands out as we push the knees in. Draw the tailbone down. Abdominal muscles engaged. One more breath. Beautiful. And then release. Arms reach up and overhead, straighten the legs. Nice. And then float your hands down, find your hips. And we're going to step the left foot forward so we can find our warrior one position to the other side. So the heel drops down, the toes turn out. And then maybe you think about stepping that front foot just a little bit wider so you have room for your hips. Hips are facing forward. Nice. And then bring those tiger paws to your heart. Beautiful. Exhale, lean forward, let your hips move with you. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, straighten the front leg and press down. Nice. Bring it up. Exhale, lean forward. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale to press down. Inhale back to the heart. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, press down. And inhale back to the heart. Beautiful. And then stretch your arms up and overhead, finding that more traditional warrior one shape. Pulling that left hip back, right hip forward, gaze up. Nice big inhale as you look up. And then as you exhale, fold, hands throw behind you. Inhale to raise your arms up and look up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to raise your arms up and look up. Exhale to fold. Beautiful. Inhale, raise your arms up and look up. And then when you're ready, hands to your hips, we're going to push off from that front leg, stepping it back to the back edge of your mat, and then finding that nice even stance, feet about hip width distance apart. Inhale, raise your arms up, grab that beach ball. Exhale, sink into your chair. Hands are going to find the outer edges of your knees. Knees push out as hands push in, engaging the muscles, noticing maybe the outer sides of your glutes. Take one more breath. And then release, arms reach up, straighten the legs. Beautiful. Exhale, sink back down. Hands are going to find the insides of the knees. Hands push out as knees push in. One more breath. Beautiful. Release, arms reach up, straighten the legs. And then as we exhale, we're going to bend the knees, hinge from the waist, fold all the way down to the ground. Walk yourself out into a plank position. Lovely. When you're ready, release your knees down to the ground, lower with control onto your belly. Take a second to come on down, wiggle out your bum, wiggle out your heels, and then we're going to bend both knees and swish the heels a little bit side to side. One more little swish of the heels side to side. And then we're going to keep the right knee bent. Left leg is going to extend down towards the end of the mat. Reach your right hand back, catch hold of the blade edge of your foot, hug your heel in towards your butt, rotate your heart forward, look forward, take a breath. One more breath. Beautiful. Release your grab of that foot, float the foot down to the ground, bend your left knee, reach your left hand back, see if you can catch hold of that left foot. And then once you've got hold of the foot, if you can, hug your heel in towards your butt, heart forward, look forward, and take a breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, release your foot with control. And we're going to take it into some scorpion twists from here. We're going to do 3 on each side. So right hand's going to reach out, straight out from your shoulder. Press into your left hand, roll to your right side, step your left foot behind you. Bring it back into center. Right hand slides in, left hand reaches out, roll onto your left side, push into your right hand, step your right foot behind you. Nice. Bring it back onto your belly. Over to the other side. Right hand reaches out, left foot steps behind you. Back onto your belly, over to the other side. Left hand reaches out, and we roll onto that left hip. Lovely. Bring it back to center. One more time, each side. Awesome. And then when you're ready, bring it back to center, hands alongside your shoulders. Inhale, up to a cobra. Lift your heart nice and high. And then see if you can curl the toes under, lift up to downward facing dog. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a little ragdoll fold at the top of your mat. And then from here, we're going to start to find our way down to the ground. So you're going to bend your knees a lot, lift your heels up, roll into that little ball of yarn, tuck your chin into your chest, just noticing the backside of your body, noticing your shoulder blades. Awesome. And then when you're ready, set your butt down onto the ground, and we're going to take it into a little boat pose. So grab the backs of your thighs, wiggle around so you find your sits bones, lean back, lift the toes up away from the floor. Hang on to your left leg, release your right leg, release your right arm, reach it out. and then bend, pull it back in, grab the back of the thigh, switch sides. Lengthen your left leg, lengthen your left arm, and then bring it back in. Nice. And then 3 times, we're just gonna reach out a little bit, lean out, pull it back up and in, reach out, lean out, pull it back up and in. Beautiful. One more just like that. Reach out, lean out, pull it back up and in. Nice. And then float your toes down to the ground, curl your tailbone under, roll your way down with control. Awesome. Take a second to just kind of soften into your mat for a second. Make sure everything feels good. Fix up your clothes, fix up your hair, get everything situated. And then right leg is going to find its way into figure 4 position. So right leg is going to come across the left. We're going to hang out here for a second. Flex your right foot. Let your knee get heavy towards the earth. Arms are just going to hang out at your sides. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. Cool. And now we're going to get a little active here. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your left knee up, and then exhale, float your left foot back down to the ground. Inhale and lift your left knee up. Exhale and float it back down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to float it down, and then keeping that figure 4 position, but into a little figure 4 twist, we're going to drop the knees over to the right and then pull it right back up. Drop the knees over to the right and pull it back up. And this time we're going to drop the knees over to the right. Let them sink all the way down. Arms are going to come out into a T position. And then we're going to take our left hand and reach down towards the left foot. So we're adding a little side bend here. Left hand's going to reach towards the left foot. Right hand's going to reach up towards the top edge of your mat. Finding a little length here. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then bring it back in. Unwinding that side bend first. So arms are going to come out at a T. Lifting the knees back up to that center or more neutral position. And then we're going to lift that left leg up again, thread your hands through, grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, and draw it in for a light squeeze. Now in this figure 4 position with our hold like this, if you can, grab the back of your thigh. We're going to think about pushing that left thigh into your hands, and hands are going to help resist. And then we're going to take 3 bends and straightens of that left leg. Keeping that nice and active, pushing that thigh into your hands as you bend and straighten. Beautiful. And the next time you bend and bring it in, soften it all up. Pull the legs a little closer to your chest. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, slowly, mindfully, gently release. Left foot touches down. Step your right foot off. Pause for a moment and notice. Notice how one side feels different than the other. When you're ready, left leg is going to come across the right into that figure 4 position, a little flex in that left foot, and then nothing to do here. Just let your arms rest out at your sides and take a couple nice deep breaths. Cool. And then when you're ready, inhale, lifting the right leg up. Exhale, lower your foot back down to the ground. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale and lower it down. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, lower down. Awesome. Keep that figure 4 position, but now we're going to drop the knees over to the left, let them sink down, and then bring them right back up. Drop your knees over to the left, and then bring them back up. Drop the knees over to the left, let them sink all the way down, reposition anything that you need to so it feels like a good, comfortable position. And then if it feels good, arms out at a T, and we add a side bend. So we're going to take the right hand towards the right foot as the left hand reaches up towards the top edge of your mat. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, releasing that side bend, arms come back out at a T, Float that leg up. Lifting the right leg up, thread your hands through, grab the back of your thigh, hug it in for a light little squeeze. Awesome. And then push that right thigh into your hands. Hands are going to help resist. And we're going to take 3 bends and straightens of that right leg, keeping that active position of pushing the thigh into the hands. Beautiful. And then the next time you float that heel down, soften the back of your leg, draw the legs in gently, tuning in and noticing your breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently, mindfully release, stepping the right foot down, stepping the left foot off. And then maybe if it feels good, just take a couple gentle, small windshield wipers just to kind of soothe out the hips, make sure everything feels nice. And then we're going to take it into our supine twist with a little add-on of the cat grabbing its tail. So pull the right knee up toward your chest, slide your left leg nice and long to start into your supine twist. So right knee over and across the body to the left, finding that twist if that feels good. And then if all of that feels good, you're going to bend the left leg and then reach your right hand down to catch hold of that left foot and then rotate a little bit deeper into your twist here. Take one more breath. If you've got hold of that foot, go ahead and release it, sending it nice and long, and then rolling back onto your back, pull the right knee into your chest, bring the left knee into meet, so both knees into your chest, a little hug, a little squeeze, and then hold onto your left knee, send your right leg nice and long. Supine twist to the other side. Take that left knee over and across the body. Maybe your left arm opens out nice and wide. And then if it felt good to do that cat grabbing its tail maneuver, you're going to bend your right knee and then reach your left hand down to catch hold of that right foot. And then once you've got that hand hold, sink a little bit deeper into your twist. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then if you've got hold of that foot, go ahead and release it, pulling the right knee into your chest, bringing the left knee into meet. So both knees come on up and in. And then we're going to take it into a little bit of a happy baby configuration. So you're going to float your heels upward towards the ceiling, but now you're going to bring your hands to the insides of your legs. So think about pushing your elbows into your knees and your knees into your elbows. So we're going to find that nice active position. Arms pushing out as the knees push in. Your legs might get a little shaky there, but see if you can hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that position, grab your knees, pull them up toward your shoulders, just a little wide squeeze. And then right back to that happy baby configuration, but now hands to the outsides of the knees. Knees are going to push out as the hands push in. And we're going to hold that active position for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften, draw the knees toward your shoulders, give a light little squeeze. And then we're going to float the heels back up one more time, bring those arms back to the insides. Knees pushing in, arms pushing out, holding that active position for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften all of that. Release your hands. Grab the outer edges of your feet or your big toes or the backs of your thighs right into your happy baby. And then find a little bit of organic movement here. Gentle rocking side to side, a little movement of the legs, a little movement of the feet, any movement that feels good. And then just take a little glance around at your space. And if all feels clear, you're going to take your happy baby in some big giant side to sides. So you're going to roll over onto one side and then roll all the way over to the other side. Take it as big as you like, but make sure it feels like a safe and comfortable maneuver. Nice. One more time each side, or even yourself out. And then as you come back to center, gently release your feet, float them down to the ground, arms out nice and wide. Take a couple of gentle windshield wipers here. And then ask your body, where would you like to take your Shavasana? Would it feel good to come into constructive rest, feet out wide, knees dropped in towards each other, nice and supportive to the low back? Would it feel good to take that more traditional shape, walk your feet long? Or would it feel good to come into Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined cobbler's pose with the soles of the feet together, knees out to the left and to the right? So take a moment to tune in and then find the position that would feel really great for your body this morning. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. If it feels good here, maybe turn your head gently side to side, bringing a little bit of movement back into the head and the neck. And then maybe start to find your way into that big good morning stretch. Stretch your legs out nice and long, stretch your arms up and overhead, reaching through the fingers, reaching through the toes. Take a nice big breath back into your body. And then in your own way, in your own time, find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Great. And then once you found your way up to a nice comfortable seated position, you're going to take your left hand, reach it across, put a little press on the side of your neck, just a light, gentle press. And then you're just going to take a couple of turns of the head side to side. Awesome. Head comes back to neutral. Release that hand and switch to the other side. Hand reaches across, just a light press to the skin on the front of the neck, and then rotate your head gently side to side. Awesome. And then your head comes to neutral. Release your hand down. Eyes closed down. Take a moment to tune back into your breath. Soften your shoulders down. Soften your jaw. Take a nice deep inhale. Nice slow exhale. Deep inhale, breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. Take another nice deep breath in, breathing in a whole bunch of extra love and gratitude you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. And gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy, happy Tuesday.